cuckoo comes in all colors, but ladies, well, they're all pink on the inside. Gentlemen, the woman before us goes by the name of Eleanor Williams, and Miss Williams here is now doing a little bid. Yeah, that's right. She's going up. She's going to the clink. She's getting locked up. They won't let her out. Now, why, you may be asking? Well, this young lady, yeah, she falsely accused several men of abuse, as we're reading right here, and it comes to us from the BBC. Eleanor Williams jailed over false force entry claims. Yeah, gotta dance around it. Gotta dance around it. So, how does this turn into this? Well, apparently, due to her own hands. A woman who falsely claimed she was forcibly entered and trafficked by an Asian grooming gang has been jailed for 8.5 years. My yellow brothers, you got off on this one. Salute to you. Eleanor Williams sparked protest in her Cumbrian hometown of Barrow after posting photos on social media of injuries she said were from beatings. But Preston Crown Court heard she inflicted the wounds herself using a hammer. Williams, 22, was found guilty of perverting the course of justice. A 2-day sentencing hearing was told 3 men Williams falsely accused tried to take their own lives after being targeted and suffering hell on earth. Because, consequences. What are those? Am I right, ladies? Judge Robert Altham said Williams had experienced difficulties since childhood and had a history of self-harm. Oh, so she was a cutter. Yeah, if she never, even if she's like, oh yeah, I'm getting better and everything. Nope, nope, don't do it. However, he said her allegations were of the utmost severity, and it was troubling there had been no significant sign of remorse and no explanation why the defendant would commit those offenses. Sir, sir, Mr. Robert Altham, Judge Altham, to be as formal as possible, sir, she's a woman. All right. So let's shoot on over to this story over here, where the men tried to take their own lives over these forced entry allegations. This stuff is, you wreck people's lives with this. And that's one of the real problems when it comes to all this feminine empowerment. And yeah, men and boys and girls, they're the same thing. And men and women, we're completely equals. And no, gender roles and all these other, all this other weirdo made up in the last, 20 years terminology. Like these rules, these roles, everything that had been put in place, everything that, our postmodern society tries to deconstruct was constructed for a damn good reason. And so when you look over at places like, Afghanistan, where they've just been like, nah, ladies, get on home, get on home to the kids. You ain't gotta worry about you ain't gotta worry about college or nothing else like that, because we kicking y'all asses out. Like, hey, there's a reason behind that. Okay, like they're looking over here at us, and I've said this on multiple occasions. They're looking over here at us. They're seeing what we're dealing with all this freedom that everybody got, and they're like, "Yeah, we good on that. We good." Eleanor Williams accused the men of attacking her and posted on Facebook in May of 2020 that she was the victim of an Asian grooming gang. The 22-year-old of Barrow and Furness was found guilty of perverting the course of justice during sentencing. They said that that her lies had made it hell on earth. Hold on, let's see. Mr. Rosman said 2 weeks after he was arrested following Williams' claims, he attempted to take his own life. He said, "I still bear the scars to this day." Mr. Rosman said his property had been damaged and his businesses had been ruined after he and his family were targeted in the most horrendous way. "I have had countless death threats made over social media from people all over the world because of what they thought I was involved in," he said. In a statement read the court, Jordan Tringrove said the word forced entryist had been spray painted across his house. He said he spent 73 days in prison, sharing a cell with a convicted offender after he was charged as a result of Williams' claims. He said things had calmed down a bit until the Facebook post in 2020. This made things even worse for me. There were big protests and marches in Barrow. And this is no, I'm sorry, Mr. Jordan, Mr. Tringove. This group? No, Tringove. It's Tringove? Tringove. I was putting an R there. Okay, Mr. Tringove. My heart goes out to you, brother. Seriously, we owe you a bit. We all owe you a bit because the power, man. There's few things. I'm telling you, diesel fuel, ethanol, all the gasolines and power sources. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. Tony Stark's arc reactor ain't got the fuel that a woman's tears do. It just don't. It's biological. We as men, when we see, particularly if she's attractive, and this chick is not, she ain't no baddie by any stretch of the imagination, but like she's basic enough to be cute when she wants, and so. So people will sit there and just take that's the I think it's human nature to an extent. And it's up to us as men, as the men of the species, to check that within ourselves, to always be discerning, to always ask these questions, because there are just way too many stories of, our brothers uh, basically losing their lives, livelihoods, getting their worlds flipped upside down. They like to take a minute, just sit right there, and they'll tell you how she destroyed his complete life over there. You know what I'm saying? No Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Um, the groom. Okay, so Eleanor Williams, the grooming gang lies that sparked outrage. Let's just finish it on up over here. Eleanor Williams says she was the victim of a grooming gang. Okay, so we know all of this. And then the then 19-year-old claimed she had been passed around for intercourse for years across the north of England by an Asian gang who drugged her, beat her, blackmailed her, and threatened her with weapons. It captivated her hometown. Heaped pressure on the police led to abuse for a local journalist and excited the far right. Now, a jury has decided her tales of trafficking abroad have been, and the photos of her injuries were all lies. I just want to get into some of just a little bit of more of the meat of what, like, saying she really was getting into. What the bullshit she was really slinging. Months before she posted her lies, she had been relating to an even more elaborate story to the police, claiming a string of innocent men were forced intercourse traffickers, and armed murderers. One man, she said, had trafficked her to Amsterdam, forced her to work in a brothel, and sold her in a slave auction. But his phone and bank records showed that he'd been shopping in B&Q at Barrow at the time. Another, she said, was an Asian drug dealer, probably Yakuza. Oh man, why you should have used Yakuza, who had threatened to kill her and dump her in the sea unless she had sex with multiple men. He was actually a young white Tesco worker from Essex who she had been speaking to on a dating site. Ooh, bro, fellas, be careful, man. That thing, I feel like Lauren Hill back in the 90s, but I have to say it for dudes because, like, yo, like, look at what she was willing to do to herself. Guys, guys, this ultimately, her doing this bid is well deserved. But this should be like, the norm. And I know there's not a lot. I know the mainstream definitely won't be picking this up. I mean, I know BBC is like, international mainstream, but some people, if they don't hear it on the Breakfast Club, you know like, I've come to realize we all have our different ideas of what mainstream is, and everyone has their preferences and like. But seriously, there needs to be more consequences like this for when men are faced with false accusations, because ladies, it's because what we like to do is pretend men and women are the same thing, and we ignore our biological nature, and it's done us no fucking favors. It hasn't done us a single favor. So, guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, so I said a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Don't be scared to use sub. And join my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Odyssey as well. Links in the description. Actually, go in the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Yeah, Miss Williams, you deserve every minute of the bid that you're about to catch. And brother Rosman, brother Trigov, and to the other gentleman that she's wrapped up in this, apparently via the dating site. Fellas, once again, we all owe you a bid. All right. So let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next one.